Alright, I thought about how to go about this, and I decided we're just gonna shotgun it. Well, not shotgun it, more like a play-by-play. So we've done basically everything. All that's really left is the Ruina Library. But I like that there's so much space past this. I think there actually is, like, just it is a straight line that way. So we're gonna do. I love that. I love that. When you go there, it's just a question mark. And the Reverberation Ensemble. All floors are available. Let's greet the uninvited guests. Oh wait, hold on. I can't even burn books? Oh, let me just, Yeah, that don't sit right with me. Hold on a sec. Let me just, burn a shit ton more of these in the lantern books. I mean, I don't need to do it, but yeah, we'll do Miriam, Arthur, actually, Miriam I should do in the first place just because of Chris and Dirk. Yeah, but no, we're honestly good. We're honestly good. So I'm gonna give the play-by-play as we go through the Reverberation Ensemble. God, I love how fancy it is with this point of no return shit. God, seeing I just love how Bremen is just all prim and proper with their hands behind their back, despite looking like such a monstrosity.
叩けよ。さらば開かれん。
バカに力だけはあるんだから。
料理は結局体力勝負なんだよ。
そうでございましょうね。
はあ、みんなここにいらっしゃる方々がびっくりして隠れちゃいそうだよ。初めてみんなで一緒に挨拶するんだし、行儀よくしないとね。
うるさくしすぎるとゲストとして迎え入れてくれないかもしれませんよ。
じゃあそのまま突っ込んで壊すしかないだろう。
ここが図書館ですね。噂には聞いてましたけど、初めて来ましたよ。
オズワルドは粗末な場所で長い間サーカスをしていらっしゃいましたよね。
だからいつも感謝してますよ。おかげさまでひどい花の匂いが漂ってた天幕の外へ出られましたからね。
お前がはしゃいだせいでどれだけ疲れたと思ってるんだ。下手したらこっちが被害を被るところだったんだぞ。
あの時は目に入るものがなかったんです。一緒に公演をやろうってことかと思ってたんですよ。
それでも最後には同じ道を歩めることになって本当に良かったと思います。
私もです。アルガリア様のおかげで真の救いを得たんです。
違うよ。違うよ。みんな。俺一人じゃ ここまで来れなかったはずだよ。みんなありがとう。それはそうと、今日は誰もお迎えしてくれないんだね。
ビビって後ろに隠れたみたいだな。
あんたたち正気？力ずくでこじ開けて入ってくるとか。
こんな風に入ってくるゲストは初めてだな。
力で入ってこられるほどに図書館が実体化したという意味ではないでしょうか。
それにノックは結構何度もしたんだけど。
叩いた後に反応がなければ適当に帰ればいいのに。
そんな興奮しないでよ。俺たちもちょっと焦ってたんだ。ブルート、お願いするよ。
はい、私が直ちに復旧いたします。
得意点？
得意点とはとんでもないことを。
これは魔法です。
私どもは教会に立ち、答えを求める求道者であり芸術家でもあります。
あんたたちはねじれに飲まれなかった。どうしてできたの？
飲むか飲まれるか、その岐路にてギリギリの綱渡りをしてるのよ。
蒼白な師匠は完全な人間になったんだろうか。もう蒼白だとも言えなくなったな。やばい肌と赤い血が流れているから。お前のすべての血管を抜き取って食べたい。一体どんな味だろう、人間になった機械の血ってね。
エレナ、生で食べるのより料理して食べる方がもっと美味しいんだよ。
唾が湧いてくるな。
あんたたちの思考は尊重してあげるから、せめて個人的な好みの話は二人きりの時にだけ話して。
それで要件は、お前たちのための本はないんだけど、招待してもないし。
僕たちの探す答えが図書館にあると聞きました。それも最新部に。
サナハンがペロリと食べちゃうために訪ねてきたんですよ。
アンジェラ、あなたがその本をほとんど完成させたことを知っています。
誰がおとなしく渡すって言った？
許しを得るとも言ってないよ。あ、そうだ。ローラン、お前とこんな風に話すのは久しぶりだね。返事してあげないってこと？ほんと薄情だね。お前のために喜ばしいニュースを持ってきたのに、お前があれほど会いたがってた人とここまで来たんだよ。
は？
お前とは再会させたくなかったよ。まるで美しいバラの花と野獣みたいなお前たちを。でも最後まで会えないラブストーリーはすごく胸が苦しくなるだろう。だから特別に一緒に来ることにしたんだ。
何ふざけたことを。
久しぶりだな、ローラ。
どこかで会ったっけ？
どうしてわからないんだ。ずっと飽きるほど聞いてたのに。アンジェリカからな。ああ、刺激が強すぎたか？
どうしたんだよ。夢に描いていた再会ってまさにこういうことじゃないのか？
一体何なんだよこれは。
見た通りだ。あるいは昔よりもより美しくなった姿に驚嘆を禁じ得ないのか？
アルガリア！
怖いな。どうしたんだ？お前が愛するアンジェリカにやっと会えただろう。まさかまた一目惚れしたのか？また俺からアンジェリカを奪うのか？いや、今度はそうならない。アンジェリカはお前にとって無に過ぎる存在だ。お前なんかのせいで人生が壊れてはいけなかったんだ。
お前はあの姿を見ても何とも思わないのか。
より完璧になった姿にそこまで驚いたんだね。
楽に死ねると思うなよ。生きたまま骨まで噛み砕いてやる。
まだ目がくらんだまま過去にとらわれてるんだね。愚かなローラン。俺みたいに前を向いて歩けよ。ゼホンがどれだけ苦労したか知ってるか？
ピアノに混じった死体を選び出すのは俺にとっても結構な苦行だったな。
私も苦労したよ。暑さで膨れ上がった死体の塊からアンジェリカの血だけ抽出するのは苦労したよ。
ピアノ？
え？ああ、これはまだその時じゃなかったかな。本当に申し訳なさすぎるな、ローラン。もしかして俺がお前の計画をぶち壊しにしたわけじゃないよね。
ピアニストのことを言ってるの？
私も知ってることをご存じないのかしら。頭でっかちなのね。
思っていたより生がより甘酸っぱくなっていきますね。
俺もできれば言うの我慢しようと思ってたんだけど、笑いすぎて涙が出てくるな。純真で間抜けな機械が。アンジェラ、お前があの腹黒野郎の片割れを殺したんだよ。お前が俺の妹を殺したんだ。
これは私も笑いを禁じ得ませんね。
白夜、獄中のせいでねじれが、そしてねじれのせいでピアニストが、
そして白夜、獄中はアンジェラ、お前のおかげで起こったことだ。
明白な因果ですね。
かわいそうなアンジェラ様。どうしてまだ盲目でいらっしゃるのでしょうか。
それくらいで十分だろう。
今回は予想より落ち着いているな。ジタバタも暴れ回りもせずにな。
あの目のくらんだ野郎のおかげで少しでも怪しい実験をしていた組織や事務所が荒らされた。
そしてその目のくらんだ憤怒に私たちまで被害を被ったんです。
ローラン、お前は俺たちを覚えてないだろうけどな。俺はただ不幸な事故で死んだ俺の息子を生き返らせたかっただけだ。当然お前の妻の死とは何の関係もなかった。全部説明したにもかかわらず、お前は容赦なく作業室にいる俺の息子を殺した。実に非情だったよ。
ああ、あの嫌な匂いがしてた作業室。
これは意外だな。まさか覚えているとは。
あの人形を見れば思い出さないわけないだろ。技術は成功でもあのおぞましいやり方は同じだな。
俺の息子はきっといかなる得意点でも蘇生できないくらいに手遅れの状態で、それはひどいありさまだった。俺の目が届かない場所で遊んでて、不幸にも裏路地再開発の工事現場のローラーに巻き込まれたんだ。あの時会社にいた俺の過ちだ。でも戻したかった。俺の全てをつぎ込んだとしても、ついに俺の息子はほぼ生き返った。それなのにあの感動の瞬間の最後に入ってきて水を差すとはな。
あんなものを息子って呼んだのか。全身が誰のものかもわからない肉で縫われていたとしても、
お前なんかが俺のやり方を定義する資格なぞない。ここにいる全員のやり方もな。俺はお前にいかなる被害も与えなかった。 ただ夜に道に迷ってすでに息を引き取った子供たちを使っただけだ。それでもいつかあの子たちの親に、ああ、その人たちなら裁かれてもいいと思ってた。ローラン、お前じゃなくてな。お前には再び生を得た俺の息子を殺す権利も、俺のやったことを裁く資格もない。あの日、俺は全てを奪いゆく炎を見て決心した。必ずお前に同じ苦痛を味わわせてやると。そしてこのクソみたいな世界にもな、罪もない者たちに八つ当たりする狂った奴が俺の息子を殺す大義名分はなかった。そうやってチャンスを得た。この力に目覚めてな。でも困惑していた俺は長い間さまよっていた。頭の中を様々なことがよぎった。そんな俺の手を指揮者の旦那が掴んでくれたおかげで、この瞬間までたどり着くことができた。
それはそれで、これはこれだ。お前がどんな事情を持ち合わせていたとしても、俺の妻にだけは手を出すんじゃなかったな。お前らがどんな切ない事情を持ち合わせた野郎どもであれ、もう関係ない。それが全部俺のせいだったとしても関係ない。お前は。
ローラン、落ち着いて。どうしたの？あなたらしくないわ。
俺らしくないって。俺の何を知ってるんだ。
ああ、状況がすごく面白い感じで移り変わってるな。それでも誤解しないでね、アンジェラ。俺はあの黒いやつみたいに君に復讐したいからこの場まで来たわけじゃないんだよ。いや、むしろ感謝してるんだよ。
君のおかげで私たちが力を得てここまで来れたってことじゃない。
ありがとうございます。私たちが救われる道を開いてくださって。
ここで俺たちは図書館の光を得て、ピアニストを超えた美しさで都市を照らすんだ。誰も俺たちを忘れられないように。だからアンジェラ、俺がどうして君に感謝せずにいられようか。
俺もまた感謝の意を表そう。おかげで思い通りにあいつの心を揺さぶることができたから。
この次のストーリーがどうなるかすっごく気になりますけど、惜しいことに我々は見れなさそうですね。
さあ、それじゃあ準備して。この年の歌がフィナーレを控えているから。お前はお前たちのストーリーを守らないとね。
ローラン、
何も言うな。まだアルガリアを止めるべきという同じ目的があるから。
そう。
Hell yeah. I think that was the VA for that was really good. All around. Alright. So, oh shit. Ow, that fucking hurt. Man, my wrist has not been feeling good lately. So, we get to do this in segments. You have the first four floors, the lower four floors, the middle three, then the upper two. You cannot reuse anything. You can change stuff out actively, but you cannot reuse anything you already used on a previous floor until the next segment. You can tackle these in any order you want for each segment. I'm going to do these in order. Now for this, I have the Revolutionaries in orange and Astival. Now, and Helena. Now, Helena has, whenever the emotional level rises, gain a speed die. Starts out with 1. Core Drake, take 80% less from burn. Your blunt dice have on roll, inflict 1 burn. Rigid Scales, Volatile Passion, Force of Wildfire, Inner Fire. And then I gave her Flaring Brand, Plumed Escutcheon, Light of Daybreak, and Mirage. Wasn't sure what else to give her. So, on roll and on hit, this will inflict 1 burn. Every time. Costs nothing, draws a page. This inflicts 3 fragile to self, so she can stack fragile gradually to use with for those I must protect. She will stack protection like whoa, so she'll be able to use Shimmering Scales. Dragon Scale Armor does just that. Take Flight is the cool, fun special thing that I've never even tried. And then I gave her Defiant Struggle because literally you get 4 protection whenever you use it, as long as you're clashing for both of those dice. It helps her build it up rapidly. For this, for each of these 3, I gave them roughly the same stuff. Swords Crushing the Battlefield, which boosts the blunt dice power a fair amount. Protective Stance gives 2 protection and 1 stab protection to all other allies this scene and next scene, so it rapidly builds it up on Helena. United We Stand, Dragon Scale Armor. I gave these 3 Halberd Cross because on hit, all other allies restore 1 light, 1-sided, inflict 2 wound. This is one of the only things in the entire mod that inflicts wound. One-sided, inflict 2 burn, blah blah. So, oh yeah, that's why I also put it there. All dice played by this character gain 1-sided, inflict 2 burn. So, yeah. Really good for combining. I wanted to do a sort of variety thing, where I used all 4 Revs in orange, and I gave 2 of them this setup, and then I gave the other 2 a more pure range setup, incorporating stuff like the laser rifle combat page from Natalia's office. Unfortunately, after spending probably an hour trying to figure out how I wanted to go about it, I scrapped it and just went with 3, all roughly the same. Puppet Skeleton, Concussion, Smack the Weakness, Light of Daybreak. Puppet Skeleton, Smack the Weakness, Punch to the Solar Plexus. Furious Fire, Burning the Skies. I think that's what it says. 2 random combat pages gain the following effect while this page is being used to inflict twice as much burn with combat page abilities. I don't remember why I put that on there, actually. Actually, no, I know why. Because in the process of doing this, I was going to give them stuff like Cinder's Elan and Fafnir's Fang, and I didn't. So this passive is kind of wasted, I think, because because these guys innately have Flaring Brand. So on hit, these will still do burn. I was going to give them stuff like Fafnir's Fang or Cinder's Elan. I was even going to give them Reduced Cinders from the Revolutionary in Beige and then Heat Engine from Meso, which is neither of which are exclusive, to inflict tons of burn and then consume burn to restore light draw pages, etc. Ultimately, I decided I was veering way too outside of their gimmick. I wanted to build them using their own pages, essentially, rather than making I was given a lot to play with. the revolutionaries, especially with the book of the Citywide Revolt, gives you so much to play with. I wanted to play with the intended toys I was given to try this out, since there's virtually nothing left to use this on other than the end game and Ruinous Library. So instead, I opted to just go with what they had, put a little bit extra in, like this stuff from the Order of the Lantern, and instead of doing a setup that involves pages from about 4 or 5 different entire books, and using almost none of their own. I put Rabbithole in. Rabbithole is... I went through all my shit. Between the fact that the 4 seasons have really good resistances, especially for where you get them in the game. Like, all 4 of them are probably some of the earliest examples in Citywide Revolt of getting units that are just flat out nigh immune to certain damage types and enduring multiple others. Sorry, I think I'm coming down with something. I think I mentioned this previous recording. So I gave Rabbithole I did a lot of comparisons. For example, I was like, what would be good? Should I use Santiago? Should I use Zhao? Should I use, etc. And I looked into it, and again, setting up the other floors took me way less time than this, because I was really racking my brain on this one before I kind of gave up and just went the simple route. This, for example, Zhao has access to a combat page that I think is a 15 to 28 single die. That's basically very similar to this. This is basically just a straight upgrade of that page that's exclusive to Zhao, and it's not an exclusive page. So Zhao, amazingly, kind of fell off. So did Santiago. If I had to pick anyone to replace the 4th Rev and Orange with, it would be Rabbithole for this floor. So I went ahead and gave Rabbithole 2 Citrine Dandelion from Corey, the Revolutionary and Lilac, 2 Droplets of Light from Soul and the Revolutionaries in White, Cinder Zalan, and her exclusive pages, The Rising Sun and Blinding Light, which has a fun effect that I think the only other thing that has a similar effect is Santiago, who 2 out of his 3 exclusive pages have the same effect of Start of Clash, destroyed the first die on the opponent's page. Not defense die, not offensive die, the first die, period. Blinding Light does this. And Blinding Light, you can field 3 of them. Helena, like I said, I already described her shit, so... there we go. So, like I said, we're doing it play by play. Let's get in it. Okay, let me see if I remember any of this shit. Waned Eventide. Yeah. Conflicting emotions. On Clash will inflict 1 burn each other. On Clash will inflict 1 burn each other. On Clash will inflict 1 burn each other. Despairingly Stigmatized. Gain 3 negative emotion coins. Searing Resolution. Fierce Spirit. Yeah. Combusting Courage. Requires 10 or more burn, inflict 1 burn all characters. Restrain. Inflict 2 feeble disarm, bind next scene. And Wound of Sorrow. I don't know if you ever get this one. I know you get, you get their key pages, and you get a fair amount of combat pages just for them. Some of which aren't even exclusive pages, I think. But you get them in, very limited amounts. And you get even more actual outright exclusive in-game pages in the post-game. Just for them. After you do the whole game. It's one of the things that really annoyed me. It's like, oh shit, I beat the game. I get immediate access to all this cool shit. What the fuck am I going to use it on? Well, Ruinous Library. So... Okay. So, Shimmering... Nouveau Fabric. Take 1 to 2 less damage and stagger damage from attacks. You only get Nouveau Fabric from these guys. I think... I think I did attribute 1 or 2 of them, but I liked using most of them. No damage from burn. Apply 1 additional stack when inflicting burn using combat pages. When the emotion level rises, inflict 3 burn to all characters, including self. Gain power by half the current emotion level ramped down. If characters 15 more burn at the start of the scene, become overheated, dealing more damage, but becoming more vulnerable to stagger damage. While overheated, inflict 1 burn to target on hit, inflict 1 burn to attacker when hit. HP does not go below 6% of max HP. When staggered, proceeds to next phase, changing resistances and purging all status ailments. You're basically meant to attack. Fun thing. I don't know about these guys. I think they're 20% immune. Let me check. Yeah, they take 20% less damage from burn. Helen takes 80% less damage. Astral is immune. This fight is these fights are going to be steamrolled. I want to make that very clear.
"私たちが全てを奪っていったと思うから、そんなことおっしゃるんですか?"
そうかもしれません。
確信してるわけじゃないんですね。
忘れたのか失ったのかわからない感情と記憶があります。その感情は鈍くなっていくだけです。きっと全てを手放せないまま抱いていた過去の僕が怒って悲しんでたはずでしょうね。今の僕はただみんなが望むように都市の人たちを目覚めさせる演奏のために立っているだけ。あなたたちがその光を隠していたということ以外これといった感情はありませんね。
大切なものを失ったとは思わないんですか?
幸せが奪われたからといって悲しみが訪れるべきということではないですから。そもそも僕は不幸になったわけではないんです。ただその感情を悟る前、つまりあの方たちに会う前の僕に戻っただけ。きっとその前にも僕は不幸な人間じゃなかったはずですからね。
そんな感情まで手放さないとダメなら、あなたのそばには何が残るんですか?
何もないです。でも悲しくはありません。どうして人々は何かを得るべきだと教えるんでしょう。地位、財産、友達、家族、知識、それにお金。なんであれ、それを手に入れてこそ成功した人生であり幸せだって言います。でもこの世に永遠なんてものはないんです。いつか自分の手から離れるものですからね。結局醜くそれをずるずる引き伸ばして離した時に人々は絶望し悲しむんです。それが僕の姿だったんです。人間関係って果たして重要なものですかね。最後でいつも崩れることになるのに何者にも介入されず純粋な自分として直接選んだ道を歩んでいくことはできないんですかね。何も持たない人のように見えても最終的にはより多くのものを得ることになるでしょうね。
人と人との間で何かが起こることは怖いこともあります。私もそうだったんですよ。でもそんな感情がなければどうやって前に進んでいけるんでしょうか。いくら苦しくてもその痛みから学べることがありますからね。
さあ、そうだとしてもあなたが 僕にそんなことを言える資格はないでしょうね。僕のそばにいる人たちを奪っていったあなたが今になってずうずうしくも。でもここに来た理由は復讐ではありません。きっと大体の方がそうでしょう。望むことはただ何者にも縛られず自由に生きる人生のみ。僕は何をやっても非難されることを心配しながら生きるのはもう疲れました。
私もこれ以上あなたに何か言うことはできなさそうですね。それなら方法は一つです。これからは私がやるべきことをやります。準備しようかみんな。
Alright. I think Aspel's kind of fucked on page draw. Sora. That dude did not stand a fucking chance. The rewards for the reception of the Reverberation Ensemble can only be redeemed once. Phillips Page and Rekindled Strike. That's right, brother. You don't even get all those combat pages used. I think you even in the post game you only get like 1 or 2 more. I think it's like a mass attack that you get. So that's right. We got Phillips Page. 1 combat page. I wonder what Phillips Page, what that shit even does, but we're not going to bother looking at it yet. Alright. I originally had a very generic setup with this, because I was like, oh, well, how can I actually improve this? Because of Fair Judge. So, you have Rhythms in the Revs in Black. Oh, I forgot to do something here. Hold on a sec. I got sidetracked looking at another character. So, remove one of those and add one of those. I'm not doing that with Rhythm because I already sacrificed 1 pin down on him. Okay, so the Revs in Black. I already covered a lot of this, but I explicitly state in the description of the video, of said video, where I compared the complete and incomplete version of everything. That you don't have to watch it if you don't want to. So, like I said, giving the play-by-play. So Blend In restores 2 light on use, 0 cost. If target has 3 or less restraint, become untargetable. More than 3, inflict 3 paralysis. Paralysis works well with vulnerability exploitation. They have headhunting. Monochromatic Blade works really well because that lose 5 power does not work because of Fair Judge. They all have Mirage. They're basically really tanky dudes. Now, at first I was thinking, I don't know what to do here. Bullshit. Bullshit. So, the 3 in the back have these 2 passives from the 7 Association Section 1. These 2 passives. So, if So weakness revealed once per scene. Now I think that works. That only works once per scene, even if you attack with multiple guys with the same passive. So it's but I still have it on all 3 anyway, just to spread it out so that it's guaranteed. It's a guaranteed thing. It sets the damage type to weak. Then if they have 5 or more stacks of fragile at the end of the scene, and it's a damage type they're weak to, it becomes permanently fatal for the rest of the act. So the idea here is, yes, to set it up to utterly crush an enemy. The 3 in the back all have Hawk's... Everyone has Hawk's Talon, but the 3 in the back only also have Hawk's Talon. Which means at the end of the scene... Or at the end of the scene, give 2 damage up to the ally that suffered the most damage. Now, Rhythms himself, I gave Simmer and Relentless Combat. So he takes 3 to 6 less damage and stagger damage from melee combat pages. And at the start of the scene, he recovers HP and stagger resist equal to the number of passive abilities the character has. He has a lot. He also has Hawk's Talon. The final guy, I wasn't sure what to do with, so aside from Hawk's Talon, I gave him Battle Medic and Enter Fire. Your dice have on Clash when a random ally recovers 3 HP and stagger resist. At emotion level 4 or above, draw an additional page and restore and light each scene. I really wanted to go for giving everybody These Were the Voyages from the Seafaring Crewman's page from the Lanky Han. The Crew of the Lanky Han. Which, every time they recover stagger resist, their stagger resist is increased. Their max stagger resist is increased. Basically creates some unstaggerable motherfuckers. Not enough for that, but I'm sure I can pull some kind of build off like that later. Now, I didn't do this for Rhythms because I already sacrificed 1 pin down because he has his own exclusive Abyss Gazes too. And I'm not sacrificing any more pin down, and I kind of like Monochromatic Blade. Now, I did sacrifice 1 Monochromatic Blade apiece for a reason. Pin down basically pays for itself. You restore 1 light, you draw 1 page. This is also the most efficient page they have, the most efficient combat page these guys have for inflicting tons of restraint. They already inflict 1 restraint on hit per turn. So this means that they inflict additional restraint this scene and next scene. And then next scene, and then next scene if you keep attacking with pin down. Monochromatic Blade only has light restoration. A fair amount of it too, which means it more than pays for itself once your target has a lot of restraint. Blend In is also light restoration. Pin down is the main thing that shuffles pages. This inflicts 3 fragile on hit. You already know where I'm going with this. So, this is a team centered around being... and then, give 2 damage up to the ally that suffered the most damage. Because dice power and damage up are 2 different things, just like dice power and dice value are 2 different things. Now, I wanted to try... I was considering, maybe I can use the Marin's passive to fuck with, max and minimum dice power. No. Explicitly because it only works on dice that have... Because it only works for... It works best if pages have no effect and on dice that have no effect. And there is virtually... Not just with these guys, with the revolutionaries in general, there is virtually nothing that doesn't have an effect. At most, Steady Judgment doesn't have a page effect. It's not worth it. So this is what I thought of within the bounds of Citywide Revolt and Vanilla Ruina. So let's get it. I already know the gimmick. I kind of recorded this with the previous setup that was kind of ass last night. but I was falling the fuck asleep, so I scrapped the whole thing and just quit the game. The gimmick here is very simple. She is immune to stagger damage. You kill these guys to stagger her. I could try the big funny to just make her weak against shit, but Alright. Let's get it.
ここでも歯車の回る音が聞こえますね。
どうも、こんにちは。
こんにちは、エイリーンと申します。皆さん、挨拶してください。ここの歯車の音は美しくないですね。でも、歯車が噛み合って回る音はいつでも心地よく感じますね。
そうですか。私は時々気に障る音に感じますね。私たちの歯車はうまく噛み合ってないこともあり、うるさい音が出ることもありますからね。
私が聞いても、ここの歯車はそれほど幸せそうには見えませんね。ああ、それでもお互いの力でより大きな力を伝達する美しいあがき。あなたを私たちと同じ存在だと思ってもよろしいでしょうか。
さあ、ここの歯車とあなたたちの歯車がどうして同じ存在なのか理解できませんね。
それはあなたが歯車を否定しているからです。自ら歯車という事実を認め、自分の目的に合わせて回っていくべきなんです。私がお手伝いできますよ。
お断りいたします。私は自分の目的を見つけてうまいこと回っていますからね。
自ら回ることは正しくないのです。父の歯車が私をあの方に導いたように、あなたも本当の歯車になり、あの方の目的に従って回っていけばいいんです。
私は誰の意にも従いません。あなたのように歯車を追いかけてきた道ではありません。
それでも答えを得た顔には見えないですね。あなたは悲しい顔をしていますね。苦しいんですね。きっと私みたいに言いたかったんですよ。
Never quite tell what the fuck her face
最初
is.
から歯車になって回ってきたのなら、苦しくもなく幸せだったはずでしょうに。どうして分かってくれないのですか。あなたも私たちと同じです。もうこれ以上苦しまずに歯車を受け入れてください。歯車の道を歩んでください。
まるで私について知ってるかのような言い方ですね。すでに過ぎたことは忘れて久しいです。感情に流され理性的に判断できないのであれば、分別のある行動もまたできません。
私たちをちゃんと見てください。とても幸せそうに見えませんか。目的を失った歯車は回る意味を得て幸せなんですよ。人間は都市の付属品です。付属品を回してくれる誰かがいるべきなんですよ。そうしてこそ都市も正しく回っていくんです。あの方が私たちを正しい道へ進めるよう導いてくださるんです。自分では何もできない私たちのためにです。アルガリア様に感謝を。今からでも遅くありません。あなたにとって最後のチャンスになるかもしれません。
お断りします。歯車になるためにここまで来たわけではありません。
とても悲しいですね。ここで数多くの歯車が捨てられたことを知っています。あなたは今疲れています。歯車を否定し、あまたの歯車が正しく回っていく機会が奪ったことを知っているから。でも大丈夫です。今からでもその方々の分だけ頑張って回っていけばいいのですからね。
すべて私が選んだ道です。私は過ぎたことに縛られず、なるべく前だけを見るようにしています。ここで死を迎えた者たちについては残念に思っています。しかし申し訳なさに引きずられていたなら最初から始めもしなかったでしょう。
そうですね。 これ以上は正しく回れない歯車たちだったというわけですね。私たちは同じ存在だと確信したのに、最後まで歯車を否定なさるんですね。どうか分かってください。一人では最後まで回れません。いつかあなたはくじけてしまいます。
死後が長くなりましたね。今からはそれぞれ引き受けた責任を果たすのみです。何卒よろしくお願いします。
あなたの意がそうであるなら、歯車の皆さん、構えてください。
Let this be a fair battle, I say, as I use fair judge. I forgot. These guys only have one speed die. This will be easy. Draw one page, draw one page, draw one page. Yeah, she basically just buffs these dudes. Everybody has 4 light. Huh. That's a lot of stagger recover, damn. What does this do again? All dice the user plays gain +2 minimum and +3 maximum value. Wonder if I should try utilizing more of those, because I don't know if that that looks to me like it could stack. Yeah, that 1 to 6 definitely looks like it's meant to stack. I wonder if I should try to resort this. Maybe yeah, maybe take that monochromatic blade out after all, just one of them, and replace it with an appropriate punishment. Smoke. Okay, so who has... Okay, so this is the one with Battle Medic and Inner Fire. The other 3. So bottom left, no. Everyone else, yes. So it's 711, 710. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, we should start off by just using pin down. I'm really starting to see how this works, yeah. Well, that's actually not good. Hold on a sec. Okay. So both of these are attacking you, and they're attacking separate dice. So that is a 5-9. We are in fact going to combat that with Monochromatic Blade, and that is a 6-11. You'll take a bit of damage. And then you... just pick a target and use pin down. Actually, Rhythms can afford to clash. He regains HP. Okay, now everybody has 5. Yeah, don't worry about that. Work in shadows, work in shadows, work in shadows. Everybody, but all but one has work in shadows. So... oh god, one of them has 6 restraint. Yes. Wait, what the fuck? Oh. Damn. 6 more strength, draw 2 pages. We'll go with that. And remember, pin down... Oh, wait, right. Yeah, never mind. Looks like this is the dude with 10 damage up. All offensive dice the character plays deal plus 10 damage for this scene. Oh, you bet your fucking ass I'm using that. Let's see. Yeah, I'll gamble that. And then work in the shadows. 3 more strength, draw a page. All other allies using this also draw a page. Let's see. I'm gonna go with you. Hang on a sec. Pin down. Thou inflict 1 restraint plus another restraint from lockdown, and one or more restraint, gain 3 protection this scene. Alright. Do you have any counter dice? A 5/9 blunt, 4/10 slash. I don't think using all the work in shadows is gonna kill him. So let's go with blend in. And just to get this guy off his ass. What is this? 1? 1 or more strain, all eyes draw 1 page and restore 1 light on Clash win. Well, you ain't winning the fucking Clash, I can tell you that. Shit. Plus 2 men, plus 3 maps. 8 to 13 versus 9 to 19. Yeah, let's go gambling. Oh, he didn't become untargetable. He did inflict paralysis, though. Okay. Yeah, for the next... I think it really is just once per scene, even no matter how many people have it. Alright, everybody's still pretty decent on pages. I say this like this is hard when this is piss easy because of the setup I'm using. This might as well be the victory lap. I did all the hardest shit at the end of Citywide Revolt, except the legit way, except the fixed receptions. I will give that. I will give that. So now, of course, I am doing a victory lap. Why do you already have... This motherfucker already has work in the shadows. Alright, who's using the big attack? Two of them are. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. Half the target's restraint. Boost the minimum roll value of all dice by +1. Damn, you're fucked. There is no other way to say it. You're cooked. What does Rhythm have? You know what? Rhythm's being hit by... Oh no, he's fucking immune to blunt damage. Going in the shadows. Alright, what about the rest of you fuckers? 5937, 264838, and then 919. Not much doing about that 919. Yeah, I'll redirect that hit. He can take the damage. Oh no, it does stack. It does work the way I thought. Neat. Yeah, you took a bit too much damage there. Pierce. Okay. This is what we've been waiting for. These three, not the bottom left, but these three have it. I see a lot of counter die. I don't care. We're going for it. What are you doing? No, we're not ready for that yet. The target has 6 or more restraint. Draw 2 pages. Let that go after the hopefully after the pen down. In fact, take that pen down off. Put that pen down on. And then put steady judgment on the last one. This should hopefully immobilize her and make her permanently fatal to pierce damage for the rest of this act. I know I could easily have just played by her gimmick, but I'm really enjoying trying this shit. Oh, I forgot I had I had Hammer and Anvil on 4 guys, not just 3. I'm just completely ignoring the fucking gimmick of this fighter. Alright, now pen down on... You guys aren't doing too much shit. You're all targeting this guy, and he has a fair amount, actually, of help, so he should be fine. I'm going to use pin down on you, though, because at the very least, I think it should stagger. Same for you, I think, too. Yeah. And we'll just go ahead and, capitalize on that, yeah. Yep, that's 6. That's 6 fragile. That's 9 fragile. That's 12 fragile. No. Power against enemies with slower speed? No. Yes. Aww. It didn't do the thing. I mean, to be fair, yeah, she changed phases, which force changed her own resistances. Yeah, I tried. I tried. Thought Gear Brainwash. On hit, immobilize target next scene. Here's the cool fucking thing about that. I got Steady Judgment. That's a 15, 26 to 8, 4 to 7. Versus a 5 to 10, 14 to 20. I am fairly fucking confident that is going to work. So, with that in mind, if this doesn't kill you, it will immobilize you. Same for you. In fact, just to hammer it home, here's a 15, and here's a flat 25 versus this bullshit of yours. Wait a minute. Oh, no, yeah. Okay, so I got that against her, and this one against him. Good thing. We're doing this against him. And then we're doing this against him. Wait, hold on a sec. Steady Judgment is being used on you. Abyss Gaze is 2. Steady Judgment. Oh, right, no, because there are 5, and I only have 4 Steady Judgment. Duh. Oh, yeah, does anybody have Pen Down? Okay, cool. Shove any available Pen Downs into one guy. And go. Surprise, surprise, it worked on no one. It's another one down, another one down, another one bites the dust. Oh, yeah, and she's immobilized. We are now in the win phase. It is now impossible to actually lose. Oh, and everybody got 2 damage up, and this motherfucker gets 12. This motherfucker gets 12. I know what I'm doing. Wait, what is it? Is this next scene or? Oh yeah, next scene. Okay, so pin down, pin. No. Pin down and 1 blend in. Who is this guy targeting? You? Okay, you're good. Yeah. Pin down and 1 blend in. It's probably gonna purge. She's probably gonna purge the status ailments. But who gives a shit? So we're now into the point of like. By the way, I kind of like how blend in works. If you use it early on, you know, before you start inflicting tons of restraint, it gives you an out in case you really need it. If you use it later on, it doesn't give you that out to give you a breather in the start if you need it. And the only way I can think of you would need that is if you're fighting someone really strong. Like, that's gonna steamroll you before you even get going. Alright, so you're using that. I'm gonna do that. And I'm just gonna do pin down on you. But yeah, it gives them that out. And then once they get really going to the point where they're actually inflicting lots of restraint, I don't know why it's closed again like that. When you get to the point where they're inflicting lots of restraint, though. Recharge. Regret. Look at all that paralyze. Up to 12 random dice on it have their maximum roll value reduced by 3. Alright. Oh, hey, look at this. We have Abyss Gazes 2 again. Which means... Whoa, how much is that? 5 times the target's restraint. Oh, stagger damage. Okay, so it's not that overpowered. Oh yeah, by the way, Steady Judgment. Steady Judgment, fuck you. Pin down. Oh. She's weak to blunt. How many of you have... See, I say this shit, but she's just gonna change her resistances again when she hits the next phase. Let's see. Pin down. Pin down. Pin down. Pin down. There's a need for this. He's gonna die so fucking fast. I think I just saw 50 damage. Yeah. Yeah, she changed. Her resistance is changed. This is fun. She's gonna try brainwash again. I think you used. Oh no, he has steady judgment. He has steady judgment back because I don't remember. So I'm there's some shit going on. I think that I did set up for page draw, and I don't remember what it is. Actually, no. It's no, I know what it is. I know what it is. Hold on a sec. Okay, inflict 3 bind. It was I don't know what it was. Well, regardless. Oh, you took the most damage, so you gained 12 damage up. Also, she didn't get she doesn't get immobilized because she purges that too. But that's fine. In that case, since you get 12 damage up. Oh, yeah, we'll do that. You have 12 damage up and 2 conviction. Wait. Use it against the 5s first. Okay, fortunately that... oh, no, unfortunately. Okay. And were you hitting with what? He'll live. You know the routine by now. I sure as shit probably don't need all these, but... Oh, she's dead. Gotta kill them? Okay. I forgot if you had to or not, honestly. Shrink Lash with Monochronic Blade. You're doing something pretty simple. Just do pin down, pin down. Actually, just do Monochronic Blade. You just go ahead and act as an extra and use pin down on fucking everybody. And there we go. Easy. Because of the phase changing, I didn't really get to make too much use of the intended setup, but hey, it worked. I got Eileen's combat page, which you can get 3 of. And we are here. I like doing this. I like doing this, the little quick play-by-play here, because it's a bit more quiet with the background music. Well, the lack of. Alright, so I tried doing something here. I guess I could have gone for Heavenly Shield. Dance from the Celeste Atlas. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Alright. So, I could have just gone full rapid gashes, enhanced rapid gashes. I decided I only wanted to do that for 2 of them. I want to actually try playing as intended, somewhat as intended, with 2 of these. So, on 2 of the Revs in Red, so for the Revs in Red, you have Bleed and Fragile is preserved between scenes. If all their allies are alive, gain 3 stagger protection. If no other allies are alive, gain 3 strength instead. Recover 2 HP on hit if when you're hit. If character recovered 3 or more, gain a strength 1 strength next scene. Razor Strike, and then this shit. Now, for the 2 in the back, I gave Health Hauler, prep up the main dish, which you do get from the Blood Hunter. I'm trying to be as fair as possible about this, by the way. You get the Blood Hunters from the assorted books, so yeah. Deep Wound, when a clash with an offensive dice, inflict 1 bleed, and 1,000 cuts. When using a combat page with at least 4 non-counter dice, boost the minimum value of all dice in the page by +2. 3 Clone, 1 Replicant, and 3 Intense Focus. Now, I could make use of Lightspeed Strikes. No physical damage, 8-10 Pierce, target's current die cannot be recycled, 8-12 Slash, this die is rolled 4 times, 6-14 Blunt, on hit, deal bonus stagger damage equal to 5 times the target's restraint. It is intended to be used with this. However, after a little bit of testing, I determined it is way too fucking easy for Lightspeed Strikes to be the first thing you get in hand. And one of the first things you get in hand. Not even that, it's way too easy for Lightspeed Strikes to be drawn before you finish setting the full setup. And before you finish the whole setup. So all of your clones and your replicant are just going to make more Lightspeed Strikes. It would actually be better to... Actually, is there page draw in this? If target has 1 or more restraint, all allies draw a page and restore 1 light. Never mind. Let's see. Forget Flowing Void, we're doing that. So as I was saying, basically it is best to... I was about to say, it would be a better idea to put Lightspeed Strikes on another character, because Restraint doesn't go away anyway. Also, Burning Page is really fun to have for this kind of setup. So if you start with any empty spaces on your bookshelf, those spaces will be automatically filled by... your basic shit, that you have like infinite of. Hold on a sec. Yeah, stuff like like thrust, light defense, light attack, shit like that. So instead, what you do is you use Burning Page. You don't use this. It helps with the setup. You restore 2 light, you draw 2 pages, and using it literally gets it out of your bookshelf. Your deck becomes a... and when you do this, it doesn't magically replace it with one of the basic attack pages either. So you literally go from having a 9-page deck to having a 7-page deck, and you set it all up with nothing but intense focus. So it ends up costing 0 and it keeps drawing into itself. So, yeah. Good shit. For this, I tried using the basic setup as good as possible. I originally had 2 bandage up, but I quickly realized one thing. A lot of the intended pages, a lot of the pages you're intended to use with these guys have counter dice. So, having 2 bandage up is actually kind of a detriment, because unless you set it up so that this will clash first, which I'm assuming the order of counter die is in the order you play the pages from left to right, or whatever, highest to lowest speed die. So unless you purposely set it up like that, and then get multiple clashes, having 2 is a waste. Plus, oh no, I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, Exsanguination is a counter only. Inflicts 12 bleed, gain 2 strength for this scene and next scene. On clash win, inflict 3 bleed to self next scene. Again, it's good for counter. It only costs 1, and it's good to set up bandage up. Protective Stance is your fragile inflictor. I showed this off a bit, I think, during the Philip fight. Gives 2 protection and 1 stagger protection to all their allies this scene and next scene. Yeah. Now this is from Merriam's book from the Order of the Lantern. Double all status elements on target. I decided to do it for the big funny, just to double up bleed every time it's used. I might replace it with Flowing Void. If I'm gonna try it here and see how well it works, but I might replace it with Flowing Void. Crash is just something I brought in because it inflicts Feeble, Disarm, and Bind. Only two of these guys has it, but it's page draw. It's fair damage. Really, I'm sure I'll figure some better stuff out in the long run. Again, if I really wanted to, I could just be the most generic motherfucker in the world and have all 4 of these with what the back 2 are set up with. Unity page is Crossblade Advance. Streets Running Red, inflict 5 bleed to self. User and target do not lose bleed stacks after rolling offensive dice for this scene. Recover HP equal to stacks of bleed on target. Gain max stagger resist equal to target's bleed. This is why you want to keep doubling up on their bleed as much as possible. They also have Health Hauler and Blood Fiendish, so yeah. Lightspeed Strikes will help them. Actually, yeah, this die is rolled 4 times. Yeah, Lightspeed Strikes will absolutely help them out with Health Hauler and help out back to. Now, for this. I originally had 2 Crossblade Advance on everyone but the back 2 as well, and I got rid of that because I felt that was just too much. She also has Chris, again, debating whether or not to even keep that. Meso's particular thing is the use of Endothermic Impact, Heat Engine, and Blood Red Blade. Inflict 3 bleed to self this scene, draw a page, inflict 3 bleed to self this scene, boost next die's max value by +3. On roll, spend 5 bleed to recycle this die. I want to assume that is indefinite until you run out of bleed. And then on hit, recover 6 HP. So, you expressly are going to want to stack fuck tons of bleed. In fact, yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of Chris. And we're going to do another Exsanguination. I know I'm getting a little bit too like one or two trick pony here with this instead of having a nice variety deck, but she takes 66% less damage from status ailments. It's fine. And she has so much health. They personally have so much health and so little stagger resist, by the way. Yeah, for these guys, I gave them this shit, and I gave them, Deep Wound. These were the voyages. When this character recovers stagger resist, increase max stagger resist by 1. Upon recovering from stagger, increase max stagger resist by 10%. I want to believe that's each individual time, so when this is used, up to 5 times means up to 5 times counts individually. So, Exsanguination for that massive amount of bleed, and then Blood Red Blade to just use that shit over and over. Streets Running Red, obviously. Crossblade Advance. Endothermic Impact. Now, I'm just going to break this down. 32. You inflict 8 burn to self, then on each subsequent hit, you inflict 8, 8, 8. You are inflicting 32 burn to yourself if all of these attacks hit, but you're inflicting 9 shield to the enemy. You also draw 2 pages. That's a fuck ton of burn. However, Heat Engine lets you spend it. Unfortunately, Heat Engine only lets you spend up to 12 burn. So even if you use Heat Engine right after Endothermic Impact, you gain 32 burn, you lose 12, you have 20 left, a third of the stack is lost, and you take X amount of damage. So literally, you could easily have 2 Heat Engines in here. And you gain endurance and strength anyway from that if you win clashes. So, there's the setup. Fresh meat. I like that it's, like, unsure what it is. Alright, what do we got? Regenerative Cells. Gain 20 resilience. Every 5 scenes purge all status ailments on self and gain 10 resilience. Gain 3 protection each scene. Gain plus 3 additional damage from attacks. Take plus 3 additional damage from attacks while afflicted with bleed. Cannot be staggered when stagger resist falls to 0. Lose 100 HP instead and gain 1 strength next scene. HP does not go below 30% if HP drops to 40% or below or proceeds to the next phase. I wonder if sharks... There's no way they give you that. There's no way they give you that. I don't remember what these key pages did, by the way. Okay. Mealtime. 100 to 100. On hit, recover 20 HP. I'm assuming she uses that on the fresh meat and not you because that's busted as shit. Settle in Steam. 1 resilience whenever she loses a clash using this page. On Clash Win, 2 bleed, 2 bleed, 2 bleed. Break an Egg. If targets bleed, dice on this page gain plus 2 power. Inflict 3 bind and paralysis. Jeez. Season the Meat. Inflict 1 bleed and fragile, 1 bleed and fragile, 1 bleed and fragile. Mince, 1 bleed next scene. Mash cannot be redirected. Trial Smack. On hit, recover 6 HP if target has bleed. Boost damage by plus 10. Taste Test. Targets all of their characters. If targets bleed, the first die gains plus 2 power. Recover 10 HP. Recycle against a random enemy that didn't target this page. And then into the sack you go. Cancel target's action. Turn him into fresh meat. Alright. You do know that Endothermic Impact is probably just gonna like...
結構いい感じのソースの匂いだ。
ようこそ。私はここを担当する指定司書、ホドと言います。
指定司書？お前も料理長のうちの一人なの？
こは料理する場所じゃないけど、あえて言うならそうでしょうね。
私の名前はグレタ。団長の注文を受けてきたのよ。
グレタ、名前通りに白いんですね。話は聞きました。8人のシェフは解体なさったって。
ああ、あいつらのことかな。バカな奴らだったな。平凡な料理はもう飽きたから新しい調理法を見つけるって言いながら自分の体を料理する奴らだったな。
自分の体をですか？
料理して味見して評価して記録して他の部位を料理するためにまた下ごしらえして料理を噛める歯と舌だけを残したまま自分の体を全部料理するまで止まらなかったの。かわいそうじゃない？料理を噛める歯はあるけど消化できる部位はすでにシチューになって料理を味わうことはできるけど味を感じる脳はステーキになっちゃったのにね。
一人だけ生き残っただなんて悲しいですね。
別に何はともあれ最後に自分が満足ならそれでいいんじゃない？調理法がどうであれ料理さえ美味しければそれでいいってこと。料理の中にどんな材料が入っているのか誰も気にしない。美味しければね。
材料を忘れることは簡単ですけどその味を忘れることは難しいですからね。
材料を選ぶやつとは話したくもないな。生真面目なやつらが多いからね。ああ、お前もその類の人か。
もちろんそれに関する問題を論じようとしたらキリがないってことはよくわかってます。そうなればきっと何も食べられない人生を送ることが正しいんでしょう。でもやっぱり自分と同じ人間を食べるということは完全に肯定できないと思います。
どうして自分と同じ種類の材料だと思ったの？ただ美味しい匂いがしたから食べただけの話じゃないの？海水に血の匂いが流れて浸透するように私にいい材料があるって教えてくれてるのにどうして無視して素通りできるっていうの？でも最近の材料は汚すぎたり貧弱ね。美味しく食べられるものを見つけるだけでも骨が折れるわ。
どういう意味ですか？
言った通りだよ。この世には誰もが十分に享受できるくらいの食べ物があるけど人間たちの贅沢でいつも足りないって思うわ。1日に3食を食べるべき人が4食を食べた時他の人は2食しか食べられなくなるの。そうなるとその2食しか食べられなくて飢えてる人たちが争って奪って食べることに忙しくなるわ。そこでも落ちぶれたやつらは食べ残しや拾い食いをするネズミになるの。食べ過ぎで脂っこくなった材料や食べなさすぎて食べられる部位がない材料とかそういうこと。だから私たちが料理する食べ物にもだんだん汚い味が混じってるの。団長と一緒なら純粋で綺麗な材料で溢れ返った場所に連れて行ってくれるでしょうね。早くその時が来るといいな。長いことゴミで飢えた腹を満たしてきたから。
純粋で綺麗な人たち、あなたも私ももしかしたらこの都市にいる何者も正しいことをやったということはできないでしょうね。ただ自分の心の導くままに行っただけだから、私も全力であなたを止めてみせます。
この公園にはどんなソースが合うでしょうね。味見しちゃおうかな。
Can prevent 20 instances of status ailments. Is it supposed to look like that? Because the resilience in Citywide Revolt doesn't have that icon. Oh yeah. Alright, there we go. Slap and fold. Wait, I think I got a message. Alright. This should be easy. Oh, hell yeah. That's a 8 to 17. Yeah, I think I could work with that. 6 to 8. Yeah, do that would crash, and it's Southern Steam. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. And then we'll do endothermic impact. And shit. Yeah, that's not gonna win. It's whatever. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna win. Really? Oh right, because oh yeah, because resilience. Immobilization is technically a status. So it's just gonna be selling steam, breaking eggs, slapping full. Got it. Streets running red. Heat engine. All right, time to start. stats. Well, it really doesn't matter what I do here, so. We're gonna try exsanguination and no. No, that's actually a terrible idea. Leave that. Unfortunately, the setup is just way too annoying. For this particular fight. There we fucking go. Yeah, I'm already feeling it from the burn, damn. There we go. That's a lot of burn. Okay. You know, it's occurring to me that there's a bit too much conditional page draw. Mainly in, like, this on Clash. Yeah. Alright, so... Yeah, I need to... You know what? Yeah, bandage up. Burning page. And there we go. This is why this is the most brain-dead thing ever. Coincidentally eating some really good fresh meat. Well, freshly prepared meat. Let's see. Fuck it. Crossplay advance, I guess. Why are there two separate bleeds? Let's see. How we looking? Ah, pretty good actually. Alright. What's the most annoying thing? Do. Mince, trial smack, season the meat. Nope, I guess do that. Oh, right. Let's see. Nah. I guess just going with Chris. See if that works. Oh, restraint doesn't disappear. I was worried it would. You know, these are the motherfuckers getting all the emotion levels. Yep. much bleed you got? Oh, hey, you finally have a third speed die. Streets running red. On you. Heat engine. On you. Blood red. Ah, fuck. Fine. Really? Fucking crash? Wait, didn't you just use Chris? Why do you have it again? It's not even like I'm losing, I'm just really annoyed that it feels like something's not working out the way I want it to. I feel like this is God, how do I put this? Something doesn't feel like it's working the way I want it to. Okay. Billy, it's time. What is hitting you? That's an 8-17. That's just the block shit. That's just the block shit. Okay. I do not, unfortunately, have what I need for that, so... I swear to God, I just need you to... Okay, so I can already tell, I need one more protective stance. I'm using this as a sort of, I think it's funny that I'm doing this. I'm using the finale of the game as a sort of trial run of, like, of these builds. I think get rid of Chris and put another protective stance in for these two. I think that's the way to go about it. Alright, so... Oh no. Alright. We're putting intense focus on this one. much bleed you got, motherfucker? Okay. You know what? Yeah. What's that hitting? Yeah. Do that, and that'll give me bleed on combat start so I can recover some HP. Actually, no. Use that first. Yeah. Oh, I almost hit to go without thinking of you. Okay. Endothermic impact. That's on use. Well, who gives a shit? Just do it first then. Okay, endothermic impact. Do I have enough to do this? I need 4 for Blood Red Blade. Okay, yeah. So... Endothermic Impact, Heat Engine, Exsanguination, Blood Red Blade. I want to see how far I can take this. I noticed everyone's doing pretty good. They're pretty good at surviving, thanks to the their own passives and the new ones I found. Okay, it's indefinite. As long as you have bleed, you can use it. You can reuse it again and again. Got it. Red. 2 to 4 power. Yeah, but Greta literally cannot be staggered. You know what? I'm gonna go with Friend. I'm gonna put it on Meso. Oh, definitely using Letitia. What? She entered the next phase already? All fresh meats are recovered and recover HP based on the amount of meats had. Gain 1 strength. Yeah. That's cool. Unfortunately, you're literally about to lose that health you just regained. Oh, what's that? Heat engine? Don't mind if I do. Let's see, 12, that goes up to 14. Streets running red. What's it again? Gain max stagger resist equal to target's bleed on hit. Recover HP equal to stacks of bleed on target. Yeah. Yeah, streets running red. You know, I want to make use of the fucking Unity page, but everything else is it just feels so much better to use. Also, I'm just gonna say this. If anybody that even bothers watching this has been wondering, bro, the Unity pages are... They say it doesn't stack. You're clearly meant to use all the different ones together. I know this. I know this, and I explicitly used the incomplete revolutionary leaders again to beat the Order of the Lantern. So, I do know this. I just haven't capitalized on it yet. Wait, there goes cover... Wait, I have the 4 I need for Cover the Weakness on you. Oh, fucking finally. You get 3 Fragile from Protective Stance, but you need 4 for Cover the Weakness. That's so dumb. And I think Protective Stance is the only thing that gives you, Fragile and the Rev and Red's, toolkit. I could be wrong. Oh, wait. They have 6 light. Alright, let's see. Well, now would be a really good time to use Chris, I guess. And then Streets Running Red and Cover Weakness. What's that do again? Spend 4 Fragile, draw 3 pages, gain 3 Endurance to this scene, next scene. On hit, gain 2 Protection, Stab Protection, and Conviction, next scene. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, so Streets Running Red, Heat Engine, Exsanguination, and then fuck it. I'll keep Lightspeed Strikes in reserve for next turn. Because this motherfucker is going to recover from Stagger at least once. There we go. Let's see. Yep. That's that takes you down to 291. That is a fuck ton of restraint. On use, cancel target's action and turn them into fresh meat. That's cool, you're almost dead. You are going to roll so much bleed. Unfortunately, I cannot use Lightspeed Strikes now. Son of a bitch. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, I was gonna say, why the fuck is that a bug? No, it's because of into the sack. It's to make it so you can redirect it. Yeah, okay. Well, I know my dudes with Lightspeed Strike, Intense Focus aren't fucking going into the sack, so. Let's see. Yeah. Because they have a boost on minimum, they have a boost on minimum dice value, I think. Because of the, 4 more non-counter die. And then do that. And then do that. How much bleed? 19? No, we can go better. We can go better. Oh, shit. Alright, I'm back. And I think I know what's wrong. It's so easy to get the brain dead setup going in the back that this just is so slow going in the front. Okay. Honestly, yeah. Endothermic impact. Actually, no, wait. Street's running red. Endothermic impact. And then, I don't have enough anyway. Alright. Exsanguination and... bandage up. And then I'll go ahead and do Chris and... Crash. Into the sack you go. I didn't plan that when I said that. Well. I can redeem them all once. I got Greta's page and mints, and that's it. Man, the fact that you barely get their full sets. Like, you barely get anything. You get their key page and like, 1 or 2 combat pages. And it's like, man, come on. So I know I know the problem here. I need to take out Chris for a second protective stance. And if I'm gonna do this, I should probably do it without this setup and just do it across all 4 of them for it to work the way it should. I feel like because the whole point of the revs are unity. Like not the page, but like actually unity. Like inflict 3 fracture to the self, give 2 protection, 1 stab protection to all their allies this scene and next scene. Like, it's meant to be a unified front. Having different entire sets doesn't work as well, I feel. Or I should rephrase that. It can work amazingly and even better than otherwise, but it doesn't feel right to me. I don't know how else to describe it. It's so fucked up because it's like I curb stomped that fight, but it's like, man, that shit just doesn't feel right. All right, so now for this one. All right, so this is gonna be the last one for this part. I'm gonna do them in segment and they're mostly in their intended segments. I already showed this one off pretty much. It's, you know, you got Tom from T Corp. He's got power. It is probably one of the only instances of technically cheating. He's got power packs. He's got Orichalcum Weave and Black Blood Infusion. He has Ceramic Defenses, Triple R Suit, Future Records, draw 3 pages, gain 8 charge, add 3 copies of Entry to hand. Gain access to 4 special pages, which I keep forgetting to use. The Snake and the Butterfly, unaffected by erosion at the start of the scene, exhaust the most expensive copy of Entropy from hand and inflict erosion equal to its cost to the enemy with the least erosion. I never actually noticed that part right at the very start. Unaffected by erosion. That's neat. So Lumen Dispersal for light restoration, charge gain, entropy, information spread for page draw, and rapid entropy gain. Negative energy rounds to spend entropy. Entropy's offensive, which only he can use, which... yeah. Look at it. Tracking time, which is useful. Erase, which is... fucked up. Eternal Recurrence, which, dude, that's basically your fucking stagger. That's basically a fucking free revive. It doesn't even say it's single use. That's messed up. But this is the range team. Granted, Tom's not very ranged. Natalia's office coordinator. So she has coordination, battlefield awareness, brace for impact, sufficient ammo. I went ahead and gave her acrobatic, ready position. Acrobatic from Noah, ready position, and snipe from the Natalia's office sniper, future records from the T-Corp rounder, and Triple R suit from the same one. She'll basically start with a... she will basically start with 3 speed dice, a bunch of extra light, plus 3 offensive dice power, extra pages, most likely will have negative energy rounds in hand, and the ability to set up more shit. She has tracer rounds for accuracy, she has laser rifle, she has information spread, negative energy rounds, citrine dandelion because it helps, and unleash hell. Now Natalia, by default, had coordination and ready position. Gave her future records, round up at the start scene, gain strength and endurance equal to half the number of copies of entropy in hand, rounded up max 3. Why did I give her that? I don't know. She has basically the same setup minus a laser rifle because she has her exclusive taking aim, which is absolutely insane because accuracy already increases the power of range dice by X number. Spot on for basically stacks that a second time on its single die, yeah. And you have 2 Viewga Workshop Fixers that both have their default stuff, but also ready position, snipe, Triple R suit, and what's that? Bionic Charge Synchronized Hull. If the character is 11 or more charged at the start of the scene, gain 2 protection. Right. This is because this is their setup. HV conversion, spend 6 charge to restore 3 light, draw 3 pages. Vagabond's Cloak, which they're immune to the sealing effect of, that gives them poise. Yeah, I forgot about that. Hold on. What was the endurance net again? 473727, 473727. 1 restraint this scene, next scene. 3 bind, purge all protection. 1 restraint this scene, next scene. 3 bind, purge all protection. The only difference is restore 1 light, draw 1 page. Yeah, okay, cool. We're gonna do that. I legitimately forgot about that completely. In fact, I believe it's incomplete pinned down. No, it wasn't, because this is also single use. They have sufficient ammo for such things. They basically are... The whole team is basically set up to be a first round firing squad, and then to go from there. What the fuck is that? Ever spinning gear wheel. Gains 7 smoke on use, inflict 4 smoke, inflict 3 smoke. This is the page you get from that's just the page you get from I thought that was exclusive. Hold on a sec. If that's the case, is Mint's not exclusive? Inflict 3 bleed, inflict 2 bleed. Honestly, that's so fucking basic compared to what I have access to now. Oh yeah, you got tracer rounds for accuracy, you got laser rifle, rending rifle. Pretty sure the charge on these stacks, and then I use the charge for HV conversion, or the laser rifle itself, or just this for protection. Battlefield awareness gives 1 protection and stagger protection to 3 random allies every turn, and they both have it. Yeah, and rending rifle, which also involves poise and even further stuff on crit. That's just cool. So there's your firing squad. Let's see how well this works. Also, I would like to say one thing. It is very funny to me. So, who's the first one? Philip? Yeah, Philip fights you solo. I believe he fought solo. Philip fights you solo. At least Eileen had the Church of Gear Worshippers, and technically speaking, Greta also fought solo because she just had a bunch of slabs of meat around. I find it funny that the musicians of Bremen just take shit from everybody else. Borrow Church of Gear Worshipper from Eileen, puppets from what was his name? Jaehoon. And fucking Miss Mermaid from Oswald. Alright, 70, 97, 70. If the character's puppet strings deal +2 additional... yeah. Freak, Gigi, Freak, Mannequin. What do you got? On a successful blunt attack, deal 1 to 2 bonus stagger damage. Triarchy. The first 3 speed dice use combat pages that belong to specific heads. From the top, every scene, 1 head becomes active. Each head uses different combat pages. On certain scenes, uses special combat pages that inflict the target with tagged, a status effect that allows them to gain a copy of a combat page after winning a clash against it. When staggered, the speed die that belongs to the current active head will break and the character will recover from stagger next scene. When all the heads are destroyed, the battle progresses to the next phase. Is it weird that this is one of my favorite members of the, for one thing, because look how stanced up he is, but like, this is one of my favorite members of the ensemble. Ugh. I think I like Body Horde too much. Also, holy shit, 900 health. I love that. 900 health and 60 stagger resist. Fuck off. Miss Mermaid. When his character is defeated, Oswald takes 40... Oh, wow. Wow, it just has... It literally, borrowing it from Oswald. Aria of Auspice. Give 2 protection to ally with the lowest current HP. Oh. So, it's never going to go to Bremen. Okay. I wonder how much I can fuck this guy up with entropy. Oh god, right. He doesn't even talk. Netzik is like, man, I don't want to deal with this shit.
言葉さえ通じるなら何かしら聞くこともできたのに、あなた、いや、あなたたちと言うべきか。喋れなくても聞き取ることはできますよね。僕は気になってました。今こんな風に人間の言葉もまともに使えないこの姿が、あなたたちの望んだ芸術の形なのか。こんなやり方であっても生きていたいのかって話です。僕は自分と他人の人生を燃やさないといけない芸術はやめろって言いたいんですよ。でも一方で鼻から理解できないわけでもないみたいです。芸術は一つのことだけを見ることになりますから、周りのものは気にしません。僕が思うに芸術をする方々は大体そんな感じみたいなんです。結局周りや自分の体が燃えていくことにも気づかずに熱中するんです。ある意味人生とも似てますね。もしも僕が生まれ変われるなら僕も芸術をやってみたいです。こうやって司書として芸術の会を任されるわけではなく、本当に自由にです。あの光をまた見れたら、そのために勇気を出す必要があるなら喜んで出しますよ。言うだけなら簡単ですけど、本当に覚悟がいります。そして僕が切実なのと同じくらいにあなたたちもそんな光を見たんですよね。それがたとえねじれた化け物であっても。わかりました。落ち着いてください。頭に響くから正直に言って、あなたたちがそっちの楽団がやろうという芸術をそこまで快く受け入れることはできません。できれば今すぐに放り出せと言いたいです。でも他の人みたいに咎めることはできません。少なくともどうしてそうしたのかくらいはわかるから。そしてお互いの芸術に対して何か言う資格がないってことも分かってます。僕もそんな誇りに思ってるわけでもないですし、だからこんな風にぶつかるしかないんです。はい、始めましょうか。お互いに。
Netzik just really doesn't want to deal with this. Hey, my man Netzik, think we'll be alright. Start your engines. Hee-Haw's Hour to Shine. Hee-Haw's common patch will play on the 4th speed die. When staggered, the 1st speed die breaks. The 4th speed die. Hee-Haw, right? Like, it looks like it's on the 3rd speed die, actually, but okay. You know, he's got 60 fucking stagger. I can do it. Holy shit, you actually don't have, neither of you do. That's, not what I was hoping for. Well, shit, okay. Kind of a bust. You gotta unleash hell, so... Man, this is like the worst fucking setup. And one of the worst ways to start, I think. Combat start, 6 to 10. Okay, cool. What about you guys in the back? Okay, cool. What about you, Tom? Oh, you got entropy's offensive, so... Do-do-do-do. Yeah. What's that? If Atari's now, you have 2 strength. Yeah, no thank you. Let's see. Laser rifle. Tracer rounds. Citrine dandelion. Oh, you're yours. That's fantastic. Tracer rounds. This is for combat start, right? Yeah. It'll be fine. The sooner I get rid of, sooner I get rid of the jobbers, the better. Pin down. Didn't go as well. Yeah, I didn't start out as good as I wanted to. Oh, there goes one. And the dogs won't shut up. It's just like Bremen's in my house right now. Jesus, these dogs won't shut up. Yeah. Oh. That got the engines started at least. Tell me I can use negative energy rounds. Okay. What about you guys? Everyone's cloak. That should be fine. Oh no, use citrine dandelion if I'm able to. Keep that shit going. Fucking finally. Holy shit. Just throw it at the guy. Fuck. Get rid of him. Oh yeah, Entry's offensive is worthless because of shimmering. My bad. Let's see. Information spread. Explosive tempo. Not my tempo. Let's see. Negative energy rounds. These guys should be good. Yeah, let's do tracer rounds. You got 6. Let's do laser rifle. Pin down. What do you have to work with? I'm gonna go with pen down. And issue conversion. Tracer rounds. Tracer rounds. I should do it. Why not? Now everything can focus solely on you. Isn't that fun? Look, negative energy rounds. Look. Unleash hell. Oh look, I can already use increase offensive again. More tracer rounds. Pen down. More tracer rounds. I like that they're getting so much charge by just the virtue of not using the laser rifle. Alright, what's the next phase? Now be staggered. Starting with the next scene performs the following every 3 scenes. Uses the mass attack page, then all resistance is changed to fatal on the following scene. Fucking fantastic. Okay. 9 to 18. I mean, look at him. He's not dying anytime soon. Spread. Information spread. Oh god, things are gonna get really ridiculous. Alright. Oh, would you look at that? Trace arounds. You know what? Yeah, Vagabond's Cloak. And go. Has he just had 2 erosion this whole time? I wonder what the mass attack is. A random ally, you say? No, I took care of that one. Is it me, or does he not take damage from entropy? Or is he out healing it somehow? I'm very conflicted by this. Oh, he gets barrier equal. I think barrier is preventing it. Yeah, he gets 6 barrier. So he's preventing entropy's damage through barrier. I didn't know it could do that, actually. That's, very funny. So he cannot be staggered. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. No, let's go with... you? And then... you. You have 4 accuracy, so you're golden. And then you. Ooh. Get rid of a copy of entropy. Use taking aim. You use information spread. Redirect that back to this. Do absolutely nothing. Not sure what the fuck happened there, but okay. And where the fuck is the mass attack? Oh, the erosion's getting worse. Hell yeah. Oh, starting with the second scene. Oh, fuck off. Fine. Negative energy rounds. Tracer rounds. Spot on. Negative energy rounds. Tracer rounds. We're doing this the hard way. I'm still winning. I'm still carrying through your shit. Pin fragile and 5 paralysis to manually set target next. It's a mass individual, 5 to 10. What if I could have taken him out that turn? Oh, who the fuck knows? Tracer. Tracer. He's dying this turn. Laser. Unleash hell. Down. No. Burst Tracer. Then Pendant. Then we'll do high value conversion. And he's fucking dead. I like Brumman now. I think he's a cool character. Horus and Rooster's Crow. Okay, are either of those exclusive? No. Give 1 strength to all their allies. This page loses this ability. The page loses this ability afterwards. Okay, so you say that. You say that. This looks like it would go good with the Marins because of that. Give this to a motherfucker that has crystal hearts. What was he in, like +2 minimum, +2 maximum, so that becomes a 7 to 11 all the way down. It's a 3 cost though, so Rooster's Crow. Give 1 strength to 2 random allies. It's not terrible. Alright. Lower 4 done.